Okay, tonight I'm going to be returning to the Pong game that I've replaced a crap load of chips on, and almost all of them were bad that I replaced. There was one or two that I didn't because I was doing an experiment or just misdiagnosed it. But yeah, there's been a lot of chips, probably around a dozen or so that have been replaced. The last thing that I did, which I didn't record, was getting the net to show up. Now that was done. Probably best if I showed on the schematics. Let's see if I can find where the net circuit is. Let's see. Yes, here's the net circuit. Okay, so the problem with the net circuit was this chip here was bad originally, and I replaced it, but I didn't have a 74107. I had a 74LS107. The LS version of that chip is faster. So the problem was the difference in delay between these two lines was not enough. I mean, well, basically the delay of the output was not enough to make the net very distinct or bright, whatever the word is. So in order to fix that, I added a small capacitor to the output between pin 6 and ground. And if for anyone that's interested, it's it's an 871 capacitor. I was originally going to put a 102, but I didn't have one, so an 871 was put in there, and that worked out pretty good. Now, the smaller the capacitance, the smaller the width of the line. So if I put a large capacitor in there, the line would be very long. It would not be usable even. So you got to keep it around 102, 151, something like that. Well, not 151, 501 to 102, in that range of capacitor. And it's just a little bitty ceramic capacitor. So anyway, that's the net is there now. You'll see there's garbage, and when I fix this garbage here, and when I fix the garbage on the ball, that garbage will also be fixed. And that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to figure this thing out, and I'm going to close out this series. Okay, so I'm going to show how I did the capacitor on this. That capacitor right there, I just soldered it to the back side, and that fixes the net problem. The chip that it's soldered to is the LS version of the 107 flip-flop, JK flip-flop. So that's all you do to fix that. Or your other option is, and I considered doing this, but I had already added the capacitor, you can remove another chip that's a 107 and transplant it over to here. And that would work as well. So if you don't want to solder a capacitor, consider doing that. All right, so the problem that I've been seeing on the screen is it was having these dark lines, okay? That is only going to happen if you have a V blank or a H blank signal active. That blanks out the retrace lines that can happen as the beam on the monitor resets. So every time it comes across and it gets to the end of a horizontal sweep, it resets, so it goes back to the beginning on the other side. But if you don't turn the electron gun off, it's going to draw a line, right? Because it's going to get, that's where the gun is pointing. So because it's completely black, it has to be V blank or H blank. Well, I was scoping around, and the V-Sync signal is way too fast for the circuit. It's supposed to be 1 per sweep, and it's doing like 16 per sweep vertically. So the problem's going to be in this circuit, I think. And I'm going to try replacing G5 first to see what happens. I think that's going to fix it, but I mean, it looks fine when you look at the scope. The output looks normal, but it's just at the wrong frequency. So the 4V signal, the 8V signal, the 16V signal, all of that's going to be correct because we replaced the counters that generate it. So let me try replacing G5 and let's see if it doesn't fix the board. All right, the 7410 has been replaced at location G5, and there you go. The game looks like it's 100% finally. We finally fixed it. But I haven't play tested it, and that's what we're going to do right now. I've also changed the point to win to 15. That hasn't been tested yet, and we'll do that test now. So the game should end it after 15 points. I'm going to try to set this up here. There we go. Start the game. I think the controllers are working quite well. So far, so good. Everything's looking perfect. Oh! You'll notice that net is off-centered. That is because of the way they designed the that's the way they designed the circuit board. All games have it where it's off-centered, and the ideal was you're supposed to adjust it using the monitor horizontal frequency to center it. Back in the old days, they had basically a TV in there, and but this monitor can't compensate enough to center it, so I'm just leaving it like that. Alright, let's see if I can get the ball to speed. Nope. I was going to let it bounce between the two, try to get the speed up. Test that circuitry. Now this, I can't get the potentiometer to go all the way to the bottom. Probably because these potentiometers are just ones that I picked up that aren't original for this game. But the adjustments will let me adjust the maximum and minimum. It's just that I don't have enough range in these potentiometers. I wonder if there's a way I can make that better. I'll think about it. That might be the last thing I do then, if that's even doable. Okay, it looks like the 15 game limit is going to be correct. Alright, I'm just going to end the game. One more point for the right player to win. Let's see if it works. There it goes. Okay, so that was the last thing to test. Now I want to explain about the potentiometers here. So the left player, it can go all the way to the top, but it can't go all the way to the bottom. But you can adjust it. There's pots on the game board to adjust it. So right there is the very bottom. But if I adjust it there, then it may not go all the way to the top. It gets really close. So I think I read somewhere that Atari did that on purpose so that the very best players will have a chance to lose the ball occasionally. So let me look at the bottom. Right there's all the way to the bottom for that guy, and all the way to the top. Yeah, there's nothing to fix. I think that's just the way it is. Anyway, looks like audio's working, paddles are working, the net's working, gameplay's working, ball motion, all that stuff. This looks like it's 100% to me. Game over and coin all work. So that's going to be it for this video, and I'm going to move on to the next board now. Thanks for watching.